Hi, my name's Chelly and welcome to my channel. Since it's June, and midway through the year, I thought that I would do a series check-in, mostly for myself because I have started a lot of series as of late, and these are not including the ones that are ongoing, like the ones that I'm caught up to. These are mostly specifically that all the books are out ready for me to read, and I have yet to get my lazy ass up and read them. I'll just kind of briefly talk about which book I am in, how I'm enjoying it, and we'll take it from there. Another series that I'm in the middle of is, well, not in the middle of, I just kind of started, is Dandelion Dynasty. So I want to get to the Wall of Storms, actually the end of June, this month. I did enjoy Grace of Kings, but I think I agree with a lot of people where they said that it feels more like a historic reaccount than the beginning of a series. But I have heard that after you get over Grace of Kings and start this book, the series just gets phenomenal. So I'm excited to read this big boy at the end of the month. I have to get to Destiny. This is the third book in the Ages Symphony series because it is, I think, 9-book series. 2 trilogies, a duology, and then a standalone, well, a single novel, self-contained novel that kind of wraps it all up. So this is the last book in the first trilogy. I have read this. This is a reread for me, but it was so long ago that I vaguely remember. I have enjoyed it. The first book, Rhapsody, is actually one of my favorite books of all time. The second book I just finished and I was not a huge fan of, so I'm hoping this book, Destiny, redeems it. Another series that I am kind of in the middle of, this is another one this is a trilogy, and I always forget it, it's the Burningblade and Silvereye trilogy, and I need to get to Empire Ruin either this month or next month, and I adore this trilogy. I think both books, the previous books, were 4.55 stars. This trilogy is an awesome trilogy. I'm having a blast. It is not the most complicated trilogy, but it is a fun time. It's like a blockbuster movie time. It reminds me so much of Final Fantasy and Star Wars and Arcane, and I love it. I love it so much. I'm not in such a rush to finish this book because I don't want it to end. I want it to keep going. I wish it was one of those series that just was a bigger series. So I'm definitely enjoying this, and I highly recommend this trilogy. The next series I'm in the very beginning of is the Malazan book. I have actually soft DNF'd this book at about 435 pages. Last month, I just needed to put it down, but I'm intrigued enough to continue on. I think I just got a little bit confusion fatigue, you know what I mean? Like, I just wanted to kind of dig my teeth and my nails into the story, and I just felt like I couldn't get a grip on it. So I will definitely continue on with this series. I don't know when. I have so many big, bulky books I want to read this summer, but hopefully we'll get to it. Maybe in fall. But I think I'm going to have to reread this whole book all over again because I honestly vaguely remember it. So the next book series I need to complete is the Ice series by Mark Lawrence. This is The Girl and the Mountain. I read The Girl and the Stars a couple weeks ago and adored it. I also just finished the book that went burned by Mark Lawrence, so he is quickly climbing up to being one of my favorite authors. This is a short read, it's a short trilogy, and it is very atmospheric, very cold. It has sci-fantasy elements. If you're unfamiliar, I don't know, it's all over the place. Like, honestly, it's one of these books that I have no idea where it's going, but I'm definitely enjoying the ride. I will be probably continuing this series in the fall because I want to read more summary reads, and this is a very cold read, so I want it to be more atmospheric for when I'm reading it. The next series I need to continue on with is The Lies of Lochnomora, The Gentleman Bastards. I think the next one is The Red Sea Under Red Skies. I enjoyed this book thoroughly. I thought it was a really great book. And I'm especially more interested in reading the series now that it has been announced that the newest book is actually coming out. So I will continue on with The Red Seas Under Red Skies, probably this summer because I'm going to be spending a lot of time at the beach, and it looks like a seafaring book, so I like to read a little bit more suitable to my environment. So I enjoyed it, and yeah, I'm very excited to continue on. The next series is a maybe series. I liked this series, and it is, what is it? Is it actually called Skyward series? Yes, the Skyward series. I liked it. This is Brandon Sanderson's YA sci-fi book series, and I enjoyed it. It didn't wow me. It was very familiar. It was very Sanderson. But I did enjoy it, and it was a fun time. But honestly, I have so many other priority reads that I want to read right now. And as much as I want to continue on, I think I might actually just wait until the last book's out and then maybe read them all. The next series I need to complete is The First Law. I am really dragging my feet on this series. I am not entirely sure why. I enjoyed it. I think it's really well written. I like the characters, but there's just something about the plot that just doesn't grip me. And I'm not saying that there's no plot, because obviously there's a plot, but I don't know. I'm not really, I think I'm realizing that I just am not into grimdark. I like it, but I don't think I don't reach for it. It's not what I reach for. So I'm curious to continue on with the series, because I do want to read the standalones and then get to the last trilogy, which everybody is saying is fantastic. So I gotta read this. I think I'll probably get the audiobook through my library, because the audiobook narrator is fantastic. Like, one of the best narrators ever. I wish he narrated every single book instead of Michael Kramer. I'm sorry. I do not like Michael Kramer, but I enjoy this author. That was a bit of a rant. I apologize. But yes, I hope to continue on. I hope to read this this summer, actually. So hopefully we'll get this trilogy under my belt, and then I can start the standalones. The next series is a rather new series, to me at least, and it just completed, and this is the Shards of Earth. And I guess it's called the Shards of Earth trilogy. So this is actually called this is book 1 of the Final Architecture trilogy. And the last book, I think, just came out this spring. And I just finished this book last week, so I am eager to continue on. But again, I have so many books that I'm in the middle of that I might just take it slow and read this like every couple months. Overall, I really enjoyed it. It was an awesome sci-fi space opera, and a lot of people complain about Adrian Tchaikovsky, like he's not a character writer, he's a story and plot theme and idea writer. But this book, the character work was really good. Also, this book has a found family that is adorable, and it's like a real family. Like, there's some people that get along really well. There's some people that hate each other, but they still like each other. I loved it. It was really good, and the idea was so unique that I would be silly to not continue on to see where it goes. Another series I need to complete this year is the final installment of the Blood and Bone trilogy, A Time of Courage. I read the first 2 books last year, and for whatever reason just didn't continue on. So I just want to complete this. Honestly, I kind of don't remember. Sorry, my nose is itchy. I honestly don't remember a lot of the book, so I may have to actually reread the whole trilogy, but I really don't want to. So I think that's why I haven't been in a rush to continue, but I definitely want to get this finished by the end of the year, so I have 6 months to read it or reread them all. We'll see. I need to get my ass in gear and read this book. The next series I need to get caught up in, I don't even know. I'm really contemplating DNFing this series, but everybody's talking about how wonderful the Sun Eater series is. And I will have to agree that I do love a lot of things about the series. This is a very happy book. I agree that I do like a lot of things about this series, but I really don't like the tone of writing. And that's something that just can't change. And I realize, oddly enough, that I do not like first-person narrative when they are retelling their story, like their live story. I just don't like it. It doesn't work for me. I don't know why. Maybe it's because they kind of like, there's always like foreshadowing, and they're unreliable narrator, and they're kind of, I don't know, but it just doesn't work for me. And I need to listen to these on audiobook because they're so big, And I don't like the audiobook narrator, so I really don't know what to do. I know everybody keeps saying that it's such a fantastic series and it's so epic. And then he is now confirmed, Christopher Aracchio has confirmed that he's got 2 more books coming out after this, after his other ones. So I don't know. I need convincing. I need someone to convince me to continue on with this series. I actually started this book. I got 150 pages in, and then I needed to put it down. So I got to pick this back up. I got to finish this book. It's got to be a priority for me. And I want to see why everybody thinks that this series is so phenomenal. I got to know. I got to know. This one's kind of a newish one to me. I'm actually in the middle of this book, The Shadow of What Was Lost by James Islington. I really am enjoying this, and I've actually already got the other 2 books after this trilogy. This is the Licanius Trilogy. So I really want to prioritize finishing this series by the end of the year. Another series that I need to get caught up on is Red Rising series, Dark Age. I do not want to read this book. I have heard everybody talk about how dark it is. I don't want to read a dark book. I'm scared. There's some characters like Severo is like one of my favorite characters of all time. And if something happens to Severo, I will throw this book across the room. Like, I just can't. I can't face that. But Lightbringer is coming out at the end of July. So maybe I'll push this to July. And then if I'm really depressed, I'll grab Lightbringer and hopefully that will bring me back up. But yeah, I'm genuinely scared to read Dark Age. Generally scared. The next series I'd like to continue on with, but I don't know if I'm going to really complete it, is the Expanse series. I have to read Caliban Burn. I'm waiting for the audiobook to come in from my library. And I have watched the TV series, and it's one of my favorite shows of all time. But for some reason, I just can't get into the books. So I'm really hoping to slowly continue on and finish the series, if not this year, early next year. Another series I need to get to this year is the continuation to the Iron Crown, which is the Shadowgate. The ebook is out already, and I have not picked it up, mainly because I like reading the physical book. So I'm waiting for the physical copy to come out. This is a sub-pub book by L.L. McRae, and it is a fantasy with a lot of dragons and elemental dragons, and it's a really interesting world, and I'm excited to continue on. But yeah, again, like, I'm waiting for the physical copy because I love the physical copy. I have Kindle Unlimited, so I do own a lot of ebooks. So maybe I'll continue on if I'm really getting the itch. But yeah, again, I think I want the physical copy first. The next series I need to get to is another sub-pub book, and this is Cradle. I've actually read Soulsmith, and I've read Black Flame. So I have to continue on with Skyward next. This is a progressive fantasy series, and it's like more like lit RPG, and I do enjoy it, but it's shonen, man. Like, it's a shonen book, and if you like shonen, battle shonen, you will love this book. But I do not like battle shonen. I can never get into, the popular ones like Naruto or My Hero Academia. Books. I am curious to see where this goes because I do like the little twist that there's in it. I don't want to say too much. And they're relatively short reads. I think the books just get bigger and bigger as the series goes on. But so far, they're relatively short reads. I've been listening to the audiobooks of these, and unfortunately, they're only on Audible. So I have to wait until I have more credits to continue on with the series. So I think I'll just probably slowly get through it. But yeah, overall, it's a fun time. I mean, it's well beloved for a reason. So those are all the series that I'm kind of in the middle of. There may be a few that I have not mentioned because I've only read one book and I don't plan on continuing, or I'm unsure of continuing. But as of right now, those are all the series that I'm kind of in the middle of. And yeah, wish me luck. Thanks for watching. Bye.